beautiful. Hench Herbivore. Good morning. How are we doing, guys? Thanks for joining. Who's in the house? Gomez. Hi, everyone. Still packing my house up. Wish you could all come and help. Lol. Doesn't feel funny. Much love to everyone. I'm sorry you're going through this, Gomez. That sucks. And we really love you. Hope you're okay, hun. Eliza's here. Do subscribe to her. A cat has wandered in. The cat's just coming off the street. Wow, caught alive. Welcome, cat. You're very welcome here. I hope you're a vegan, cat. JM's in the house. Gomez, hello. I thought I'd get my emojis out at the beginning so it doesn't lag in the chat. Very good. That cat's got its work cut out for it. Their work cut out for them. I don't like calling cats in it. Shaggy. Hi, my vegan friends. Dragon Fist. Have you ever had cheese? No, I will not eat that on the grounds of coconut oil being worse for heart health than beef fat. It's a vegan cheese that actually tastes good. It's got water, coconut oil, as I said, modified potato starch, maize, oat fibre, etc. Is this healthy? No, do not touch that with a barge pole. I'll tell you some good cheeses. Tyne cheese, Nutcrafter Creamery, and Mouse's Favourite. These are cashew or almond based, and they are heart protective instead of heart destroy. Coconut oil, like just never ever put coconut oil in your mouth. Just don't. Put it on your skin if you're an adult. Don't put it on a baby's skin because it's absorbent and you'll give them heart disease. Coconut oil, palm kernel oil, cocoa butter. These are the 4 what we call tropical oils, which act like animal fats in the body. There's a blinking fly in here. Will Ferrell. Oh, I was watching one of your films yesterday. I don't know the name of it. You're a football coach, like a soccer coach, and you're taking on your dad's team. My father does. See that here he is. My father does gym most days to build muscle. He said he was told to eat 2 to 3 times his body weight in protein. 2 to 3 times his body weight in protein. I hope you're talking about grams per kilo rather than like total body weight and total same weight in protein. 300 grams, 220 to 300 grams at 90 kilos. No. That's far too much. That's a good way to get kidney disease, which is the fastest growing disease in the West as we're eating more and more animal products and protein in general. Hyperfiltration. No. Yeah, 1.62 grams of protein per kilo of lean-ish body weight per day. Some people, that's to be optimal. Like, you may not even need as much as that to be optimal. That's in a caloric surplus. Maintenance or in a deficit, more like 2 grams per kilo. But if, so if he was trying to lose weight, that would only be 180 grams, let alone 300. That's stupid. It's a good way to disease. I am on early, Eliza. I'm off to a Indian wedding in a little while. I've got to try and... I'm just jamming this in, then I've got to get to the gym and have my workout. Yeah, and we're off to an Indian wedding. I've always wanted to see one, so we're really excited. Sugar. Is TVP a good protein source for building muscle? Yes, but it's not the healthiest. It's not like too unhealthy, but it's the opportunity cost where you could have eaten something healthier. So I wouldn't go overboard on it. 1 or 2 servings, and then the rest whole foods would be good. You shouldn't need any more than that, really. Sprout Girl. I like that name. Should it be based on lean muscle mass? Also high. So yeah, it's annoying. The science is always done on total body weight, but of course, as you're alluding to, fat is inert tissue that doesn't require protein. So the way I look at it is, like, the science is always done on athletes, and athletes are always a bit leaner than your average person. So I think 10% for a male, 15% for a female. If you're around that percentage of body weight, I'd go with the total. And then say you were 10% heavier than that, or 10%, more body weight fat than that, I would take off 10% of the grams of protein, if you see how that works. I hope that makes sense. I don't know how to better describe it. Is coconut butter bad? What is coconut butter? I've never heard of that, I don't think. I use it rather than butter and margarine. Butter would be slightly worse. Margarine, it's hard to say. If it's hydrogenated, that's not very good either. I would eat none of those. Aled's here. I don't know why, but no matter what time I wake up, you're either streaming or about to start. I went to sleep at 2 a.m. I only wake up at 6 and you're about to start. Must be fate. I think we are intertwined souls. James, what's your favourite tofu? Silken, fermented, etc. I've never even heard of fermented tofu. Silken is good for sauces and desserts, and then firm's good for, I like sort of baked tofu to put in like steam fries and things. So it just depends what the job is, really. I like them both. Jack the Gamer, good morning. Good morning to you. Yeah, oats are pretty awesome. Yeah, plenty of zinc. This eternal moment. I'm so sorry that you feel so threatened by people that seek not to cause harm if possible. And, you poor thing. You poor thing. So sorry. What a life. Shaggy, make oat cookies with pumpkin seeds in them. Zinc galore. Yeah, that would be very true. Aled, one thing I know about anything coconut based from watching the streams, that Hench doesn't recommend it. Whole coconut, like coconut fresh and desiccated coconut, according to the science, because it's attached to fibre, it seems like you can eat a bit of that and it not like raise your heart disease risk. However, if you eat a lot of it, as witnessed by natives on the island of Puka Puka, they have a lot of heart disease, and that's a big part of their diet is whole coconuts. Will, you can eat coconut products if you know how to keep your fat intake less than 10% of total calories. I don't know so much. I mean, you could be eating 1 million calories. So I don't think that that's a good recommendation, likely. It obviously depends on how many calories you're eating. And you want, basically, the point is that your serum LDL needs to be 70 milligrams per deciliter or lower. Whether that 10% of an average person's calories does that or not, I don't know. So you could be right, but I've got a sneaky suspicion that that might be bum advice, potentially. But it depends how many calories you're having. If you're just having 1 calorie, you know, then yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's all relative. Gomez, I treat myself to a fresh young coconut every once in a while, where you make the whole the juice. I think there's really tender inside. Never know if it's a good one. They do taste nice, don't they? Will Ferrell, the juice inside and actual flesh is healthy. It's the oils that's bad. You can eat too much of the flesh because it's the long and very long chain triglycerides, and they're obviously in there. It's worse when you extract the oil, but you don't want to eat. You don't want to eat a lot of coconut flesh. You really don't. And the coconut water as well is high. Well, it's not high. It's got a moderate amount of free sugars, which are the leading dietary cause of Alzheimer's disease. So personally, I won't be drinking coconut water going forwards. I got that from the Scherzai's new book, 30-Day Alzheimer's Solution. That's some of the latest science. Shaggy, Hench looking hairier than usual. Did you mean him? James, do you have a paper copy of your books? No, because there's only like 30 recipes in there. So that would be like 17 pages. So that wouldn't really be much of a book. We're bringing out a new book, hopefully fairly soon. It's going to be called Speedy Vegan. Like, you know, really fast whole foods in a hurry, like meals. And at that point, we may consolidate the 3 books, add in another few like recipes as well, and do a physical copy at that point. So stay tuned. JM, I know I've been having coconut milk and coconut spread. I wouldn't be lolling. The biggest killer of humans is heart disease. It's the most usual thing that takes us out. And yeah, coconut, extracted like coconut products are one of the worst culprits, worse than eating beef. It's the biggest killer of humans. It's actually even still the biggest killer of vegans, and coconut products are one big reason why. People do laugh. They say lol and whatever and like just laugh it off. It's the #1 cause of death. I don't know. I just say. I think we all think, because we're the only one having this experience, we think we're the centre of the universe and nothing bad can happen to us. Unfortunately, everyone's having the same feeling, and none of us is special. And heart disease kills 1 in 3 people. Be careful. I love you guys. I want to see you hanging about, and I want you to take it seriously. Siraj, vegan diet is really good for cardiovascular health. Why so much confusion created in the media? Well, #1, corporate interests, like the meat and dairy industry don't want everyone to know. Pharmaceuticals want you to keep buying their medicines. So it's kind of like buried, you know, and scientists are paid to find positive outcomes to eating like dead animals. Unfortunately, 90% of studies are funded by the industries that stand to profit from a favourable outcome. So like most studies are bullshit. And you don't need to prove conclusively that something is bad for us. We just need to cast enough doubt that people think, well, that scientist is saying meat is bad. That scientist is saying that meat is fine. Even the experts can't make their mind up. I might as well eat whatever I want. That's the truth of it. So there's that. And also, we say vegan diet is really good for cardiovascular health. However, as I just said, the biggest killer of vegans is heart disease. So it's not that a vegan diet is really good. It's that a whole foods vegan diet, devoid of like coconut oil and too much coconut flesh, is good. So I think we need to make that distinction, because you can be vegan and eat Oreos, donuts. You can drink, like lemonade, soda, whatever you want to call it. So I think that's important. But yeah, most people don't want it to be true. So they'd rather advocate against it and say, oh, I knew this vegan and he wasn't very healthy. And like, most vegans aren't very healthy, So I think we need to lead by example. We need to eat mostly, preferably exclusively, whole grains, legumes, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, herbs and spices. If more of us did that, there'd be more of us in good shape, more of us not dying of heart disease, and then it gives people more of a incentive to come over. Because if it was enough to say you're killing animals, if that was enough, everyone would be vegan now already, but they're not. People are selfish, so we need to make veganism look attractive. So we just need to be our best selves. Gomez, worse for your heart than be fat. Understood how. No, you're going to see this a long time later after you answered about the she's. Oh, beef. Yeah, cows like to have their fat in their bodies, which are still moving around. Jack, how much calcium do we need? Probably half the recommendation. I can't seem to reach the idea of 1,000 with a whole foods plant-based diet. Do I need plant-based milk? Very expensive for my country. No, you just need to eat more produce. Leafy greens particularly. Kale would be very good. A couple of servings of kale, you should probably smash it. Siraj, should I stay as close to a whole foods plant-based diet as possible? Yes. If you want to live the longest, happiest, healthiest, or have the most potential for the longest, happiest, healthiest life. Morning, Mark Crossy. How's things over there in Ireland? Good to see you. Timmy, did you know someone recently beat Usain's 200-metre record? Yeah, 17-year-old, wasn't it? I heard. Hey, Angharad, how are you? Subscribe to that girl. She's great. She's great stuff. Good morning, everyone, from my mam, Fudge, and I. Very nice. Dragon Fist. I would tell non-vegans if milk was supposed to be for human consumption and healthy for us, then why does 68% of the world's population have lactose malabsorption? Yeah, and how many animals drink milk after, they're a baby? Are you a baby? Is something I like to say to people. Gomez, anyone do oil pulling, the teeth thing? I have done, and it really worked. I had an abscess or something. I think it was an abscess, a real bad pain in my mouth. And the dentist said, I will just give you a course of antibiotics. And I said, no, I do not want antibiotics if I can help it. Let me just try something, and if not, I'll come back to you. And I actually used coconut oil. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't swallow any of it. I think you can use sesame oil as well, which is what I would use going forwards if that does work. But yeah, it got rid of the infection. Amazing. Prince Rhaegar. My father has been dealing with diabetes since the early 90s and he's gone vegetarian 2 years ago, but switched back to meat. How much would it help if he went 100% vegan? If he is type 2 diabetic, which I'm going to guess he is, there's a very good chance it would reverse it. Vegetarianism is going to be in even more saturated fats than your average omnivorous eater because dairy is a lot higher in saturates. And his saturates inside of muscle cells called intramyocellular lipids that blocks insulin signaling. So whole foods, plant-based diet. Coconut oil that we've been talking about today, no coconut oil, no palm kernel oil, cocoa butter is to be avoided as well. These are the types of saturated fats that act like animal products. Get him the book, The Program for Reversing Diabetes by Neil Barnard, Dr. Neil Barnard. Program for Reversing Diabetes. It's a little book, it's fairly cheap, and I've seen it reversed in my own clients. Very easy. It normally happens fairly quick. Timmy Thistle, what are some good things to add nutritional yeast to? Everything. Everything. You can just eat it straight out of the tub as well. Well, I don't think there's much that nutritional yeast doesn't add to, apart from sweet dishes. Yeah, I mean, sauces, just add it into soups and things. Add it as like a parmesan type thing on top of meals. Yeah, I don't think there's much that's not improved with nutritional yeast. What do you guys use Nooch for? What do you guys tend to put it on? Shaggy, do vegans actually taste better? Hell yes, I can confirm that. Did you know that smokers, nicotine comes out in vaginal secretions? Nicotine. Just putting that out there as well. Where the hell was I? Here we go. Dragonfist, what toothpaste do you use and how long should you brush your teeth? One called Jason. It's got a couple of dots over the O and one dot over the A. Don't know how you pronounce it. Yeah, that's a good natural one. How long should you brush your teeth? I have got no clue. 2 minutes or something, is it? Can anyone chime in on that? Jack the Gamer, how much calories should I cut to lose weight? I've got absolutely no clue. My BMI is currently 26. Type in TDEE, Total Daily Energy Expenditure, TDEE calculator into your browser. Work out your basal caloric needs, and then it'll tell you to add on a modifier for your activity levels. So that'll tell you how many calories to maintain your weight. And then you don't want to lose more than 1% of your total weight each week. And a 500 calorie deficit would give you a what am I on about? 500 calorie deficit would give you a £1 per week weight loss for an average person. So say you could lose £2 a week, well, you can go into 1,000 calorie deficit. So you'd have to work it out like that. There's no other way. There's no like blanket answer I can give you. If you forgot any of that, download my free vegan nutrition e-guide, and it tells you in there exactly what I just said. So that should be pretty easy. JM, are there any foods that help kidney health? Yep, whole plant foods. Apparently I have upwards of 1,000 kidney stones, supposedly from eating way too much spinach. Oh, the old oxalates. Yeah, you don't want to go mad on oxalates. Spinach, chard, beet greens, starfruit, rhubarb. You only really want about one serving of any of those in any given day. But yeah, whole plant foods in general will protect the kidneys, particularly like fruits and vegetables. See you, Tom. Thanks for hanging out, brother. Siraj, morning, Hench. When do you think veganism will be accepted in the UK? Will be 50% vegan by? I've got no clue. I've got absolutely no clue. I've been looking at the work of Dr. What is his name? Rao, R-A-O. He was involved a lot in cowspiracy. He's really good with his old facts and figures. Dr. Oh, Salish. Dr. Salish Rao. He reckons that we could see a vegan world by 2025. But I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. I think it's going to take quite a lot longer. And like, you know, I think we'll never see like a truly like vegan world because some people are just a-holes and, you know, like to hurt animals like for fun. So, but, you know, the overwhelming paradigm will be vegan at some point. Yeah, I'm quite certain of that. It's hard to say, you know, because vegans in the world probably still less than 1% of the world. So, yes, it's hard. I think we're growing at a rate. But you know, things start to move exponentially at some point. I think we're nearing like kind of a critical mass where that's going to start happening. So I'm hopeful, but yeah, I wouldn't like to try and put a number on it at this point. I really wouldn't. JM, good to know about coconuts. Thank you. You're welcome. They always confuse me as a life extension person I follow. Has coconut products quite often. Yeah, some people are just clueless, unfortunately. Go to nutritionfacts.org. There's a whole playlist about coconuts and health, and it's all the data that's ever come out, all the studies. They look at them, they cite them, so you can check them for yourself. But they see who funded the studies. Is it good science? You know, they just cut through the crap basically. Jonathan, Master of Diabetes is a great book, and I loved it. Yeah, they're great people, those two, aren't they? Morning, lovely. Yeah, take that one.
Yeah, you should.
Oh, actually.
Do that. Thanks, lovely. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. See you in a bit. Eliza is off. Have a good day, lovely. Cowboy. He don't care. Jules, hence you are a beast and a legend, mate. Well, you're very kind. Feel free to come back another time. You're welcome around these parts, funnily enough. Gomez, are the baby or young different than the tough, hard, shareable kind? Nutrition. Are the baby or young different than the tough, hard? Oh, coconuts. Baby coconuts, young coconuts, and mature coconuts. I think that I've not heard anything, but I would imagine that it's all much of a muchness. I would imagine. Don't quote me though. Maybe if you look on Chronometer and you type like, you know, jelly coconut or baby coconut and then mature coconut, maybe it might show you in the data there. I've never looked. That's something I might check out later on. In fact, let's have a look now. Let's have a look. So I need to stop him. Beep. Put him there. Full screen capture. There we go. And Cowboy, what are you doing? Tormenting a fly. You can cut that out. Baby coconut. Well, that's not going to work because there's no baby coconut on Chronometer. Maybe another app might have it, perhaps. That's a shame. Cowboy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Cowboy. He's cute, isn't he? Scuzz, is the fat from nut butters bound to the fibre? Sometimes I have to do almond butter and there's liquid at the top. That's not oil. It is oil, yeah. It is oil. You, I would just mix that through really, really, really well, and then it should be all right. But I wouldn't have tons of nut butter in one go. That's all right then, JM. That's all right. So many people do, though, in real life. They just sort of laugh as though it's not going to happen to them. And I just think, like, hello? Yeah, well said, Gomez. Dragon Fist. If I wanted to give myself cardiovascular disease, what would be the best way to do it? The fastest way would be to eat tons of ghee, clarified butter. But that would be unkind to animals. So other than that, I would go with coconut oil, as that would be the ethical way. But I wouldn't recommend cardiovascular disease because, you know, first of all, you're likely to succumb to sort of erectile dysfunction and all sorts. No worries, JM. You are very welcome. Jonathan, I will be getting the new book. Thank you very much. Will, yeah, you're right. Calories are relative. A normal amount of calories for a healthy weight, having less than 10% of sat fat is the recommendation by heart associations. Yeah, but the thing is, like, mainstream medicine is pretty clueless. I wouldn't rely on that. 10% is a lot. Now, the plant-based doctors who really are treating heart disease, they say serum LDL to be no more than 70 milligrams per deciliter, preferably 57. There's not much room for a lot of saturated fat to get that level. It's certainly 10%. No, that would be far too much. So in the UK, we say an LDL of 3 is normal. And what the plant-based doctors say is, who wants to be normal in a society where normally every third person dies of heart disease? Now, we work, I forget the measurements we use, millimoles per litre, whereas Americans use milligrams per deciliter. And they say 70 milligrams per deciliter. And I did the conversion, and mainstream medicine in the UK is saying double. It's saying double what these doctors are saying, that you can prevent heart disease. So, yeah, who wants to be normal in a society where normally every third person dies of heart disease? Every other person is affected by some kind of cardiovascular disease. Yeah, I wouldn't trust that. I wouldn't trust, like, mainstream medicine with heart health. Sunny Pepper, great name. Any opinion about raw and or fruitarians? Yeah, you know, there's a lot of bro science where they say, like, this way is optimal and cooked food will kill you, like broccoli and stuff. But according to the science, there's no benefit either way. And actually, the best potential for optimal health is to eat the biggest range of whole plant foods with the most different types of fiber. So it's pretty obvious to me that a mixed diet is superior. I did eat pretty much fruitarian the first couple of years. I went vegan like 9 years ago. Other than a couple of scoops of protein powder, being a bodybuilder, of course, I needed a bit more protein. It wasn't great for me. I always had some dysbiosis going on, but you know, some fruitarians say that their blood work is phenomenal and they feel great, and so I wouldn't like poo-poo them. I just think that if you're not living in the tropics, it's going to be pretty difficult to have enough volume of ripe fruit on the go, like year round. Like, the price is going to be quite high. And it's going to be more difficult to get all your essential nutrients. I think you'd have to be I'm not even confident that I would be able to, like, prescribe a sufficient raw diet. But, you know, they reckon it can be done. So maybe it can. But I don't think it's optimal because we need the biggest range of whole plant foods. And many nutrients are better absorbed from cooked food, like lycopene from tomatoes, beta-carotene from carrots. You're actually better off, like, nuking these things before you eat them. So, Yeah, no science apparently either way to say raw or cooked are better than the other. Gomez, I love you. You know, I'm not yelling at you. I love you too. Will, on the protein thing with my father, it was the owner of a gym and other PT that said eat 3 times your body weight in grams. Just point to hear someone like that gives terrible. Yeah, I used to eat 500 grams of animal protein a day. I didn't even count the plant protein because I didn't think it did count. And, you know, I now eat less than half of that. Probably like a third of it from plants, and no difference to my ability to grow muscle, none at all. Well, this has just jumped like crazy. Gomez, so lots of ghee and yogurt in the food at the wedding. It'll be mostly vegan food, actually. And in fact, the two, or the owner and his brother, they've both recently gone fully vegan themselves, which is very good. Jack the Gamer, whenever my mum eats flax or chia seeds, it acts like a blood thinner and she gets non-traumatic bruises. Thoughts? I've got no clue. I've never heard of that, so I'm afraid I can't advise you on that. That's interesting. It's like a blood thinner. Yeah, I don't know why it would do that. Weird. Gomez, well, I hope it works for me. Oil pulling, glad to hear your stories. Thank you. You're very welcome. Yeah, have I got that right, that you can use sesame oil instead of coconut oil? If so, I'd really recommend that, because, you know, you are likely to swallow a bit by accident, I think. Caution, should I worry about sat fat when I eat whole coconuts? You shouldn't eat too much in the way of coconut flesh for that reason. Dragonfist, when do you think we will achieve a vegan world? I think it won't ever be a completely vegan world. I think it will be the overwhelming paradigm. You'd always get some a-holes. I've got no clue how long that might take. I think it's impossible to say at this stage. It seems like a million miles off, but then once things start compounding and you get that kind of exponential growth, it can happen like pretty darn quickly. So, yeah, I think it's really an impossible task to say at this stage. Cowboy, what are you doing? Are you mental? Dragonfist, why does Stroge say that eating fruit will lead to diabetes? Because he is Captain Backwards. Doesn't he know that fruit is full of fibre, not just sugar? And why does he drink orange juice, which leads to dementia? Will, the total daily energy expenditure calculator is what told my father to eat 2 or 3 times his body weight in grams. He just said, ask Hench about that website. What? TDEE calculator is nothing to do with protein. That's calories. What? Dan, brush for 2 minutes with a 1050 ppm fluoride toothpaste. All parts per million. Nully is here. I'm a woman that's 5'3". I lost 97 pounds. Nice. Now I'm trying to build muscle. Very good. I reached out to PTs and they told me to eat meat. I told them I'm vegan and they told me good luck. Well, it's not done me any harm, so it shows you how backwards they are. Maybe they need to watch the Game Changers movie. Do you know what I mean? Like meat, like is muscle. Like it's made out of plants. What is the hard thing to comprehend? There was some science to suggest that animal protein is like maybe 1 to 2% more bioavailable than plant protein. Well, just eat 1 to 2% more protein, and also most people are eating far more protein than they require by a long shot, which is why kidney disease is the fastest growing disease, because of hyperfiltration. We're not designed for massive amounts of protein. And but anyway, the latest study, which is the best ever study out of Rio de Janeiro, it showed no difference between plant protein and animal protein. It's the same building blocks. It's the same stuff. Dumb mofos. Yeah, that would be very awesome, angry vegan. Thanks, Shaggy. Sprout Girl, I'll find out about TDE. I realised that I should be eating more and still be in a deficit. Nice. Does eating too small stall out metabolism? Yeah, that is a really bad thing to do, because you got nowhere to kind of go. You're going to end up like skinny fat. Like, you should always never aim to lose more than 1% of your total body weight each week. That's the thing that will do. You basically burning muscle off at that point. So then, like, you need less and less calories, and there's a good chance you can be malnutrition because you're not eating enough calories to get enough micronutrients in, and that can hurt like fat loss. JM, yeah, Nutrition Facts is so awesome. You know it. Do you have a website? I do. There's not a whole lot on there, really. It really is just a place to sell our new course and whatnot. E-guide sounds so helpful. Yeah, it is. It's all the basics, like everything you really need to eat a plant-based diet successfully, which is the title of the article. Peter Cunnington, do you think the UK is opening up things too quickly? I've got no clue. I'm no scientist. I'm no statistician. I don't know what all the numbers are. But based on how things had been going, it feels to me like possibly. I guess we'll find out. Tristan, have a good night, everyone. It's 2 a.m. for me right now. Wow. Crazy. Harambe. Morning, Richard. How you doing, brother? Nice to see you. What time have we got? I've got to go soon. I've got to be at the gym. 8:30. 7:30. 8:30. 8:45. I better go in 5 minutes. Dragon Fist. That is off of a Wu-Tang Clan song. I sometimes buy products that says it contains milk but doesn't have any milk in it, and because of Australian consumer laws, like very good. Oh, may contain, yeah, that's ubiquitous around the world, I think. Nice, Shaggy. Dark Spirit. My parents make fun of me because I'm a vegan. They beat me, forced me to be a meat eater. They don't sound like the best people. Sorry to hear that. Plant-based powered in the hizzy. Dragon-based powered. Is it okay to eat at Chipotle if it's vegan? Yes. Alid, hope you enjoyed the wedding today. Yeah, I think it's going to be amazing. They're such lovely people that we really feel like sort of family as it is. So that'll be really good. Fun wedding. JM, be back soon. Thanks for the help. Be sure to check out your website. Thanks, brother. Have a good day. Nelly, how can I build muscle as a small woman? My appetite is not so good lately. I don't even eat the required calories daily. So how can I eat calories? You're going to have to eat very calorically dense foods. And I think, are you exercising much? Perhaps if you're not, and then you up your exercise to give the stimulus for muscle building, perhaps that will make you hungry. You want to mainly stick to whole plant foods as far as possible, but go for the more calorically dense things. So legumes, grains, tropical and dried fruits, apples, not so much. You know, they're a lot of water and fibre, very little calories. Nuts, seeds, whole nut and seed butters, you know, avocados. These more overt fat foods are the most calorically dense. I mean, even more calorically dense is oil, but that's not helpful, so I wouldn't recommend doing that. 1 or 2 servings of a more processed protein food may help, because you'll be able to get that in easier. So probably for you, I'd say a powder. Did you hear that? It's like she was powering down. Hello. Hello, I'm just finishing up. Shut up, cutie. She's so sweet. Smoothies are a great option, because it's easier to drink calories than to eat them. So I hope that helps. Nice. I seem to be out of questions, so I might as well jet off now. It's about that time anyway. Thanks, moderators, for keeping us troll-free. Thanks for hanging out. I'm not sure what time this thing is going on till today, so I don't know whether we'll be on tonight or not. We will be on if we're back in time. Hopefully we'll be on. Yeah, I think that's all of the things. As I say, we've got the free vegan nutrition guide if you want to check that out. If you want like real hand holding and like just a real complete picture, you can check out our new online nutrition course, which is everything really that me and Gemma know. Over 14 videos, loads of download, like PDF stuff, charts and lists and appliance guides. So yeah, check that out if you want to. Hopefully see you tonight with any luck. Have a great day. Thanks for hanging out. Bye for now. Bye-bye.